All right, everybody, feel free to start after that debacle.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you miss as many shots as you guys did starting the game, is how did you just make up for it, or what do you just kind of attribute to?
We obviously didn't make up for it. It started with the tip. I mean, they're in a defensive tip, and all we talk about is box out on the tip, try and get it, and we didn't get it. Then we just stood there, and they just went down and shot a layup. It started right there. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. We'd actually had a really good day of practice the past few days, but we've got to get better when, we miss some shots, which we missed a lot now. But instead of getting upset about that, we've got to have the mentality to guard somebody. And we didn't guard. And that's what, if you're not going to score, you've got to be like, well, then I can't let them score. And we got to hopefully get things back. Now, 3 of 20 in a quarter, it's a tough way to start. And then we end up going 8 of 16 at the free throw line. Just things, I mean, we practice them, I promise you. We practice shooting free throws. We're out there shooting threes. We're doing it all. We just have to spend more time shooting the basketball. We ended up with 5 assists, which you're not going to have many assists when you can't make a shot. So that's a number you look at. You're like, oh, man, there really weren't many assists for him. Well, we couldn't make one. And then you've got to tip your hat. I mean, because it's one thing I told them. Their guards are elite. Their 5 guards are elite because they can score off the bounce. They can all 5 score off the bounce. You got to guard all of them. And their one-on-one, their ability to finish is really impressive, which we knew it was. It's nothing that took place out here was something that we weren't expecting or we didn't talk to our kids about. But they did a great job of finishing, and then obviously made some big shots. And the kids that are three-point shooters, we allowed them to just take wide-open threes. And those are the things that we continue to talk about that we've got to fix and not do. We don't help in ball side. And we did twice, and it led to 2 threes. It's like, I don't know how else to tell you to not do that. So that's one of the things that we're challenging our players with. And then I've got to do a better job, too, of making sure that we're putting them in different areas to score. Because obviously it was a struggle scoring the ball.
Ollie, that makes sense.
Coach, both for good and bad, what will you take out of this to talk to the team about after the game?
Well, there wasn't much good. So there's not, I can't say a whole bunch of that. We were 8 of 16 from the free throw line, 2 of 23 from 3. Shot 24% for the field. So, yeah, I can't say there's a whole bunch to be able to pull out and say, hey, great job. But now what we've got to be able to do is watch it and be man enough and woman enough to say, we got to make some changes. As coaches, we have to figure out how to put them in positions to be more successful. And then I've talked to them too. It's like, we can't come to practice now tomorrow and I'm trying to pull effort out of you. Because of our youth, and it's part of it, we react if we make shots. If we make shots, then we'll guard. And that's what we're trying to get them to understand. You're not going to make shots every night, but you can defend every single night. And that's what we're not doing yet. And I'm trying to get it through to them because we really need to. Because we are talented. We have some very, very talented freshmen. And then I think O's proven what she's able to do. Nyla rebounded the ball tonight. But we all have to get better.
I heard you throughout the game kind of harping on post playing on. Does that go back to what you just mentioned? Is that an effort thing? Is that just wrong place, wrong time?
No, we have to be able to throw the ball into the post. We have to make good post entry passes. And then when they come and double, because teams are going to continue to double, we've got to be able to make a post entry pass out of the double. Then when you can do that and make a shot, they can't keep doubling. But for us, we couldn't make a clean pass out of it. And when we did, we couldn't make one. So they kept doubling. So we tried to move the post up higher, give her a chance to rip and drive, and we weren't able to find that place for any of them, really, to find a bunch of success.
Jeff, with a young group especially, how do you, or do you get especially concerned about confidence or psyche of the group when you have a game or two like this?
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I tell them all the time. This is called athletics. You know, how tough are you? How mentally tough are you? Two of our last 3 games have been atrocious. No question. So what are you going to do about it? Because the one thing is, I don't, and this is just fact. I will not take a kid out of the game for missing a shot. I don't do it. So if you play for me, if you take a good shot, that's one you practice and you miss it, it's a good shot. Let's roll on. It's when you start second guessing yourself. Like I took Taj out in the first half because she passed up 2 shots. Well, no, then you have to come sit. And that's what I talk to them about all the time. Like, you've got to have a mentality. And I joke with them. I'm like, guys, you know, back in the day when I played, like if I missed a bunch of shots in pregame and warm-ups, I was like, hot damn, I'm going to be on fire for the game. I'm saving up for the game. And then if I made them all in warm-ups, I'm like, hot damn, I'm on fire. Like, I was never sitting there going, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make one. I just don't know if I'm going to make it. You can't have that mentality as a shooter. And so that's part of what's going on. Is like, you got to shoot it with confidence, because I'm not the type of coach where you have to sit there when you take a shot going, if I miss it, I'm coming out. Because that's miserable to try to be a player, because it's hard. You know, now, if you miss 8 of them, sure, I'm going to sub you out. So you can't expect to stay in the game the whole time. But it's not something they should have to worry about, that they don't have to worry about. So I've got to just keep getting it ingrained into them. Take good shots, guys. And we had some really good shots in the first half, guys. We had some open shots, open threes, and just couldn't put one in the basket.
Alexis and Matt.
I guess just going off of that, Jeff, when it comes to that confidence, how much of that has to be intrinsic and how much of that do you kind of take to help build up?
Well, it's a lot of it has to be intrinsic. You got to believe in yourself. And we're working on trying to get them to the point of where they're confident. Like, you know, they know, like again, there's nothing more at the offensive end that I can do but to tell you, when you're open, shoot that thing. I have enough confidence in you that when you're open, shoot it. That's confidence. Now, at the defensive end of the floor, like if you get blown by every time and you're like, oh my God, if I can't keep this girl in front of me, I'm coming out. Well, that's reality, because I will get you out for that. But to get that, you know, but to shoot the basketball, just take shots you practice. And normally it works its way out. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you have a bad quarter, a terrible quarter, then normally it's like you come out and, you know, you're close to 48% or something. But the difference is we didn't guard. You know, they shot 53 in the first quarter, 50 in the second, 47 in the third. But we never made it hard for them. And that's the area that I'm more concerned about than the offensive end. Because I watch us shoot in practice, and I'm telling you, we make shots in practice. Now we just got to carry that over to a game. But we make them in practice, and you all have seen us make shots here. It's at the defensive end that I'm concerned. Like, we got to be able to guard somebody. Take pride, sit down, and say, you're not scoring on me.
Jeff, like going back to the actual shooting ability, like you said, they make shots in practice and they're actually taking open and relatively solid looks in game. But as a coach, when you watch them take these attempts, what do you think is maybe the fundamental deficiency with some of these open shots they're taking? Are they rushing them? Is there something with their mechanics that's not 100%?
It's just, you just got to get back in the gym. You got to get more confidence. You got to believe it's going in. I tell them all the time, hope and prayer when you shoot aren't two great things. You know, I'm a big believer in praying, but if you're getting into your shot going, oh, Lord, please have this ball go in, we're not in a good place. You know, you got to believe it. Hey, get it to me. My feet are set. I'm knocking it down. That's what a shooter does. But you got to be shot ready early, too. we have a tendency, we stand up a lot, where I've been very impressed on film, and I told our kids that NC State's kids, they're in triple threat. They're waiting, they're in a stance, they're waiting, catch, and rise up and shoot it. Because then, even if they don't shoot it, you're closing out. Now they're already low, and it's a rip and drive. So we've been talking to them a lot about being in an athletic stance. Catch the basketball triple threat. So boom, shoot, pass, or dribble. But if you catch it standing up, we got problems. And then we worked really hard the past week on don't put the ball above your head. Post players, guards, anybody. You do this, we got problems. Because now you're just a passer. And they body you up even more, which is legal. And then it's a bad pass. It's a turnover. So we got to catch and triple threat and not put the thing above our head.
Coach, kind of moving to a slightly more positive aspect. How about volleyball last night? Your thoughts?
No, it's fantastic. Excited for Danny and the team, doing an absolutely a wonderful job. You know, that Northern Iowa or the Illinois, who they play that second round, Northern Iowa game. You know, it's what we always say as coaches. There's going to be one game a lot of times in an NCAA tournament run where you probably weren't supposed to win it just because of how you played, but you find a way to win it. And I thought that was a huge match. That was when I was like, man, if they can get through this, figure out a way to do it, I'm excited to see what can happen. You know, and it shows a lot of character in them too. They lose the first one, come back and win the second. It's 24-23, I think, and figure out a way to win the third. And yeah, no, I hope this place is packed on Thursday, Saturday, right?
Or Thursday, Saturday.
Thursday, Saturday. So I hope this play. What nights?
Thursday, Sunday.
Thursday, Sunday. God, it's better than our stuff. We have one day between. They got 2 days. That's great. No, so I'm hoping this place is packed here on Thursday night for them. We fill it because they've got a great shot. You know, it's not easy getting to a Final Four, and then when you get there, there's a little luck involved at times. You got, you know, ball goes off somebody's finger. You know, for us, it get kicked out of bounds, and they give it back to you, but you know it was off of you. You know, so, but you put yourself in that position to be able to have good fortune. And I'm just really, they're fun to watch. The kids play with a ton of passion, a ton of heart, and Danny and her staff have done a remarkable job. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Coach.
Wow.